Hi everyone. Today I am extremely delighted to experience a beautiful milestone of my dear friend Masrat Shah on his third book launch that he's doing today at International Book Fair. Hi Masrat, how
Hi.
does this moment make you feel?
Good, excited.
Just excited?
I'm happy. This is my third year in World Book Fair, and I have launched. This is my third book launch in World Book Fair.
Oh,
So
lovely.
yeah, it's. I'm excited.
What inspires you to be an author?
What inspires me to be an author? Why I write is to talk to people, to express myself, to express the thoughts, to give back to the society, to talk to people about how they can grow. So my main motive always is to motivate people, right? Because that gives me motivation. If I can make someone think, oh, okay, I need to do something like that. That is the push to be an author, to write and write and write. Even this book is actually, these are poems, but these poems are again a sort of a motivation, or a journey which a child goes through till from the adolescent age till child reaches the younger age, or that child leaves the home and starts living on his or her own, and how they feel, how they see the world, and that's how that gives me the motivation.
I remember a quote that you told me once that if I can get a Ferrari, I want everyone to get a Ferrari. Isn't that strange? I mean, if you can get a Ferrari, everybody can, but they still don't.
Yeah.
And how do you find yourself filling that gap?
So when I say that if I have a Ferrari, that you also can have a Ferrari, is that if I am sort of perfectionist, you can also be. Now people say no, that's not possible, and I also agree to that. That, say for example, if I am following, or if I'm looking at some influencer and I want to be like that person, it's not possible, right? Because I have my own personality, I have my own mindset. So is you or the other person. But what I try to do is I write them to think, if I can do this, if he is saying maybe I can try, you don't have to be good. You don't have to actually be me, but you can try. Maybe in your personality, you can realize, that I can be someone, and I can also think in the same lines the way the author is telling me to do it, because he actually has experienced that. If I would have not experienced it, I will not write, because I don't want to just write something, some sort of thing, but I am writing something where I feel it, because I have felt it, because I have experienced it. When I'm experienced it, I am able to connect to the reader, and reader is able to connect to my lines. So when I say you can have a Ferrari, and they say, okay, he got a Ferrari by doing X, Y, Z. If I do even an X, maybe I will be closer to that goal which he's trying, or he's trying me to go for.
Do you also feel the pressure because you have that responsibility to mentor the Gen Zs or to the masses? So does that pressure stresses you?
Uh, it does when I'm writing, because I sometimes get a block, which is author's block, and I am thinking that what next, what I'm trying to say, because I am building a story and I want that story to continue, and somewhere it breaks, and it actually pains your mindset. Either you stop writing, I don't want to write it again, or what should I do? So it does. It is a pressure, because I want to give a right message to the people. When I'm saying I want to give a right message, it's not that I'm making up that message. I'm thinking about my background. I'm going back to my days when I was struggling and I had to do something, and how I cope up. Who was there? Was there someone? Yes or no? So I am trying to be that guide where I was not having that guide to help you to grow. But yes, to go to that point, it sometimes feels difficult because I have to make that.
And it's definitely a very difficult journey because put going through a journey yourself is one part, but making it available for the learners, making it accessible for them, and also to convince them that you have a way ahead or to
Exactly.
reach out for help,
Exactly.
that is something a different ball game altogether.
Totally.
I also want to understand, there are a lot of youngsters who want to be an author these
Right.
days. Can you share the insights of how one can take up this journey and what are the difficulties that come
Right.
during the way?
Uh, this is question which a lot of people ask me, right? How they can write, how someone who wants to be an author, because there are a lot of people, a lot of youngsters who want
Yeah,
to become an author. So first thing for all the youngsters is don't think, just write. Write anything. Right?
yeah,
Start writing. You don't have to say, you don't have to think that I made a mistake or it is a grammatically incorrect or it's stupid. What I'm writing, no, just write. I tell my people that start writing diary. Start writing your daily life. Start writing your daily day, what you have done. When you start writing it, you will see it's building up. When it's building up, then you start reading it yourself, not as an author, but as a reader. And when I'm reading it as a reader, am I able to understand what I'm writing? So then you build the story, what you want to become, and then you select which genre you want to go. Are you a fiction author, non-fiction author, like me, self-help author? Where you want to go? You want to write poems? What are you good at? Start writing, 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 and one day you will see it is building up. And have someone who will correct. You need to have someone who will go through it and do a check or try to understand what you're writing. And you also have to be a critic yourself, a good critic. I write something, I say okay, yeah, this is good, but when I'm reading it as a critic, then I say, oh shit, this is a mistake, I should not write it. Or if I'm reading it as a reader, then I will try to understand, okay, is this making any sense or not. So don't think, write, start writing, build your story, and when you get to the point, how, okay, now I'm at that point, then say I have to write a book. Don't think about the title. Think about the topics which you want to write. Build that story through the titles. Put a list of titles. Then build a story on those titles, and then it will come up. But
yeah.
you have to start somewhere.
But there'll be a lot of people like me, many of the people here in the world, they think that our stories are not good enough or they don't have substance enough that it should be published in a book, or will anybody spend money to read my story? What do you have to say to such audience?
So again, if you, in my previously I said, if you think like that, then you will not be able to write. Say for example, if I am thinking that if I put something on Instagram and I won't get likes, then I will not do it. It
Yeah.
will not work. I have to just put something, right? Same way, you have to write something. Don't think that will someone read it, yes or no. Do you like it? Are you feeling comfortable? Are you feeling satisfied what you're writing? If you are satisfied, you are comfortable, you know what is your material, what is your content, go for it. Don't think about others.
Yeah.
Just write it.
These days, there's a concept of ghostwriting where people just hire somebody to write for them. What do you have to say about
Now
it?
I really don't like that. Why you need someone to write for you? Then there is no soul in that writing.
Yeah.
There is no depth in that writing. I mean, somebody is writing something. What you know? What is that person writing?
Yeah.
Or maybe is that person writing through AI?
Yeah, a lot of these things happen
Yeah,
because
that's wrong.
people have commercialized writing also these days.
It's not just for the sake of earning money, right?
Yeah.
If I am writing, if my books are there, they have some soul in it. I have put my soul in it, right? When I call my books my babies, means I have my soul in it.
Yeah.
I have written some. But if you say that okay, I will have someone write for me, that is, you are going for a commercial purpose. You're not actually writing a book. You're wasting that time.
But as a reader, how do I differentiate that this book is written by that person, this book has that authenticity, or this book is generated by an AI or by a ghostwriter?
Real readers know what they are reading. When you read a book, when I read a book, I understand what that author is saying. You get connected to those lines. You start feeling those lines. But if you see that there are lines which are superficial,
Yeah.
then you will not be able to, you won't get connected. You will not understand. Ek page hoke, you will say, okay, enough. Or 2 pages are enough. So, but the real readers will understand. Right? They will feel that paper. They will feel that line. Because I remember when I was reading The Alchemist, I was actually that
Yeah.
person.
Right.
I was going through that phases. I was crying because that I was so engrossed in those lines. That is what authors do.
Yeah.
If you are a real author, if you are writing what you want to write. But if you want to go by AI, whatever, what is happening in it, that is totally absurd.
I have seen readers, and I am one of those readers who are very, very passionate about collecting books and collecting original books. So for me, it matters whether the author has genuinely written it or it's just a copy of something. So that's why I was just checking about how we can differentiate that. I now want you to tell to our audience what is Masrat outside being an author?
Oh, good question. And tough question.
Because I know you love cars, I know you're an IBM, I know you love interacting with people. So, five things about Masrat outside being an author.
Oh my god. Five things about me. See, I'm a very simple guy, right? I enjoy being with myself. Apart outside the corporate world or the author world, I'm a car guy. I spend time with my friends. I drive. I do street racing, and I used to do theater.
Yeah.
These days I'm not doing, but if I was when we were involved, so I used to be busy in rehearsals and all that. And I am thinking now going into that sphere again.
Of course, I know.
Okay, so that's my first passion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a car enthusiast, and yeah, I think a lot. I love to be in my solitude. So when I'm in my solitude, a lot of things happen. I just go away from this whole world and all this chaos, honestly. So that is where I love to be with myself. So even if I'm driving, I will put some nice music and I will just go on and on and on. And somewhere I will chalo वापस चलते हैं. So I'll come back. I talk to my car, and chalo we both are together and we're on. So that solitude, that being with yourself, and that's what I'm telling my audience also. Talk to yourself.
Yeah.
You need to talk to yourself because you need to understand yourself, who you really are. When I'm saying I'm in my solitude, I try to understand who I am. When I become an author, now I'm an author, I'm a published author. How? It was my solitude which gave me that push, right? Even when I'm doing a theater, I'm doing some character. I cannot do a character unless and until I am in my solitude and think about that character.
Yeah.
His economic background, his character is, his personality. If I won't think, it won't happen. So it's important for you to actually be in your solitude, me time, understand it. And people think I cannot be alone. And I say, be alone, then you will realize
Yeah.
who you actually are.
Yeah. And you're leading quite a passionate and a vibrant life, understanding, doing so many things. How do you take out time for all these things?
It's called prioritization.
Yeah.
It's called time management. And if you know your time, if you know how to prioritize my time is, this is my time for work, this is my time for myself, this is my time for my family, this is my time. You have to do that. If I will not have that time, okay, this is particular time for my writing. If I will not give that time to writing, I'll not be able to write. You have to be somewhere disciplined. Disciplined with yourself, with your time, with your efforts, and then you have to appreciate that time and efforts for yourself. When you'll start appreciating, you will get more time.
Right.
I mean, if you will not, then it won't happen. So if I give 1 hour to writing, then I say, wow, I achieved today something. I wrote it. If I'm going on a drive, oh, I took a drive. But then I do appreciate myself. I do say, okay, you have to be somewhere disciplined. You have to be very disciplined with yourself. Then only you will be able to do it. Otherwise, it will not. It will mess up. People are messed up.
So, do you put deadlines to your work?
I do.
For your creative work as well?
I do.
Wow.
Because if you won't, it will not happen. You will laugh. I put deadline from going from point A to point B.
Don't tell me.
I swear. I have to go from Connaught Place to Gurgaon. I'll put a time that by this time I have to be in Gurgaon no matter what.
And if not, then?
I will be cursing myself. Oh, why the hell I didn't do it? And if I have to, while driving, if I'll see, oh, I'm not able to reach that time, I have to adjust my speed.
Wow.
I'm very punctual on that way.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, if I have something, I have. So, I mean, I used to live in Dublin. So, I used to race with myself. Now, you will say how? So, Sunday was the day when I used to take my car from my home and I used to go to countryside. I used to select the place in the countryside and I used to select the time. By this time I'll be there and that back by this time I'll be here. I used to exactly measure that time and I used to race that time and be certain at particular time in that time and back to my place at that particular time. So I used to race with myself.
Wow. Quite inspiring. These days, there are a lot of conversation about mental health, being easy with yourself, not putting yourself pressure. But what you just said, it's contrary to these
Yes,
things.
it is. I mean, I say when people say, uh, I don't have time, you whatever you say, maybe it's good for you, but it's not for me.
Yeah,
But what I say is why? Why you are so pessimistic about it? You cannot do it
right,
because people don't take that initiative.
right.
That is the problem. Not people. People can do it, but that, and then they will say that I have this and I have that. I have these engagement, that engagement. Again, if you have those engagements, have you prioritized those engagements? Are they really necessary, or are they wastage? If you don't know what is good for me, what is waste for me, where I should put my mind, where should I put my efforts, if you don't know all those things, then yes, you don't have time for anything. Then you are busy. In my this book, my perspective, there's a chapter. No one is busy.
Yeah, I think I read that. Yes.
Yeah, no one is busy because why no one is busy? Because they are messed up.
Yeah. True, very true. I agree. No one is. I'm definitely going to read this one again.
Yeah.
What's the plan ahead?
Right now, I'm not thinking anything.
You're already enjoying this third book launch and being in the
Yeah, actually,
moment.
this is my fourth book.
Fourth.
Yeah. So, but yeah, in world book, in consecutive workbook, it's the third one.
Okay.
But then right now, my focus is to go to masses, to through the social media and whatever, and start communicating more with
Yeah.
the people, and be interactive with them.
How can people reach out to you?
They can reach through my Instagram, my YouTube channel. They can even write to me.
Should we do a rapid fire? This or that? Okay, you have to
Okay,
answer.
this or that.
Writing a book or driving a car?
Driving a car,
Wow. Mountains or beach?
mountains,
Nice. Theater or extending a nap?
theater.
Interesting. Masrat in the corporate world or Masrat as an author?
Masrat as an author.
Lovely. Okay, we'll leave the audience with one learning. What would that be?
Be yourself, appreciate yourself, and respect yourself.
Wow. Quite a conversation. I truly enjoyed this and I hope you all enjoy this as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This was our time.
Thank you.